2 Maccabees, chapter 1. The Jewish brothers in Jerusalem and the land of Judea, to their Jewish brothers in Egypt, greetings and good peace. May God do good to you, and may he remember his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, his faithful servants. May he give all of you a heart to worship him and do his will with a strong heart and willing soul. May he open your heart to his law and his commandments, and may he bring you peace. May he hear your prayers and be reconciled to you, and may he not forsake you in an evil time. We are now praying for you here. In the 169th year, in the reign of Demetrius, we Jews wrote to you at the culminating point of the affliction that came upon us in those years from the time Jason and his followers revolted against the Holy Land and the kingdom, and burned the gate and shed innocent blood. We prayed to the Lord, and we were heard. So we offered sacrifice and fine flour, lit the lamps, and set out the loaves. Now then, celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles in the month of Chislev, in the 188th year. Those in Jerusalem and in Judea, and the Senate and Judas, to Aristobulus, who is from the family of the anointed priests, and is the teacher of Ptolemy the king, and to the Jews who are in Egypt, greetings and good health. Since we were saved by God from great dangers, we thank him abundantly as those drawn up in battle order against a king. For he drove out those who fought against the holy city. And when Antiochus, their leader, reached Persia with a force around him that seemed irresistible, they were cut to pieces in the temple of Nenea through a deception employed by the priests of Nenea. For Antiochus, together with his friends, arrived at the temple to marry her for the sake of obtaining most of its treasures as a dowry. When the priests of the temple of Nenea set out the treasures, and Antiochus, with a few men, had come inside the enclosed wall of the sacred precinct, they closed the temple as soon as he entered it. Then they opened the secret door of the ceiling and threw stones. They struck down the governor and his men, dismembered them, and took their heads and threw them to the people outside. Blessed in every way be our God, who delivered up the ungodly men. Since on the 25th day of Chislev we will celebrate the purification of the temple, we thought it needful to notify you that you might also celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles and the Feast of the Fire, when Nehemiah, who built the temple and the altar, offered sacrifices. For when our fathers were led captive to Persia, the pious priests of that time took some of the fire off the altar and hid it secretly in the hollow of a dry well, where they sealed it, so the place would be unknown to anyone. But after enough years had passed, when it pleased God, Nehemiah was sent away by the king of Persia, and he appointed the descendants of the priests who hid the fire to get it. When they reported to us that they had not found the fire, but rather a thick liquid, he commanded them to dip it out and bring it. But when the things of the sacrifices were brought to be offered, Nehemiah told the priests to sprinkle the liquid on the wood and the things laid upon it. When this was done, and some time had elapsed, and the sun, which had been clouded over, shone forth, a great fire flared up, causing everyone to marvel. While the sacrifice was being consumed, the priests and everyone offered prayer. Jonathan led, and all the rest responded, as did Nehemiah. The prayer was offered as follows: O Lord, Lord God, creator of all things, fearful, mighty, righteous, and merciful, the only King and good one. You only are bountiful, alone, righteous, almighty, and eternal. You save Israel from every evil, and you chose our fathers and sanctified them. Accept this sacrifice on behalf of all your people, Israel, and protect your portion and sanctify it. Gather our scattered people, free those enslaved among the Gentiles. Look upon the rejected and despised, and make the Gentiles know that you are our God. Torment the oppressors and those insolent with arrogance. Plant your people in your holy place, as Moses said. Then the priests sang hymns, and when the things of the sacrifice were consumed, Nehemiah ordered that the remaining liquid should be poured upon large stones. When this was done, a flame flared up, but when a light from the altar shone in turn, the flame went out. Now, when this became known, the matter was reported to the king of the Persians. He was told that in the place where the exiled priests had hidden the fire, the liquid had appeared from which Nehemiah and his men purified the sacrifice. So the king investigated the matter and closed the place and made it sacred. Then the king exchanged many excellent gifts with those he favored. Nehemiah and his men called this Nephthar, which means purification, but by most people it is called Nephtha.